Dear Lord, please give the FBI the courage to admit that Hillary Clinton was one of the worst national security mistakes. Actually, a living mistake, especially in terms of a cybersecurity perspective. Please give the FBI the strength and the courage to be able to simply say all of her emails have been hacked because she used an unencrypted server located in her basement and other locations that could have even been manually lifted up and stolen. Please, Lord, give the FBI the courage to say that, yes, an unencrypted server with special access program intelligence that was illegally transferred from Cybernet JWICs and SCIFs, mainly JWICs, and top secret information, top secret intelligence, is now in the hands of China, Russia, Iran, the UK, Israel, Japan, everyone on the planet. Our allies, our adversaries, our rivals. And Lord, finally, give Jeff Sessions the strength no longer to be a coward. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very, very, very much. Welcome. Welcome. We have been, I'll just say this. I'm not an oracle or like some kind of, soothsayer. Everything that I have been writing about pertaining to Clinton emails, aside from the eventual indictment which will take place, has been taking place. I stated in But Her Top Secret and But Her Deleted Emails. They're on Amazon. You can buy them $3.99 if you have a Kindle. And I hate to, to go ahead and, I don't usually do this, ladies and gentlemen, but I have to simply because if you go right here, But Her Top Secret Emails, 129 reviews. How many 5 stars? How many 5-star reviews? 113 5-star reviews. 113 5-star reviews, But Her Top Secret Emails. It's right here. I'll go ahead. I'll give this to you in the link. And I don't normally go ahead to my 300 people. But here's the book. It's on Amazon. It's $3.99. And to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to continue these live streams. But I stated that she met with Chinese and Russian officials her first 3 months that she had an unencrypted server, clintonemail.com. I need to update a couple of things, but in the book, I was right about that she traveled to, she met Chinese and Russian officials, but I found out after the book that she used an AT&T email account. So she used an AT&T email account her first 3 months, and then for 2.5 months after that, she used her Clinton email account, which was unencrypted. The AT&T email account was unencrypted as well. Alexander, I got an email from the DNC asking, should Hillary run? Alexander M. Gonzalez, she should run. I pray to God, please, Lord, let Hillary Clinton run, even if she's in jail. It'll be fantastic. She should run. But everything that I've been saying, look, the biggest cybersecurity debacle was Hillary Clinton using, everyone on the planet has all of her emails, including the thousands of classified and the top secret and special access program intelligence, the names of CIA agents, national geospatial maps of North Korean nuclear facilities, information regarding, no doubt information regarding the United States military. So, I mean, if you want to really get, kind of frustrated / angry, indignant, frightened, She was the Secretary of State. She had information pertaining to every aspect of U.S. politics and U.S. national security. So we don't know what the top secret intelligence was, but we do know that she had the names of CIA agents. And then you have like these former CIA officials who are like, oh my God, Trump. It's like, no, Hillary Clinton put them at risk. The identities of CIA officials were on her laptop. That's why I keep talking about it every time. Lyle Budd, Gomer beatdown, yeah. And so Lyle Budd, thank you. Thank you, Lyle Budd. So I'll read you. FBI refuses to confirm or deny ICIG warned of Clinton server intrusion. So let's just cut to the chase. President Obama knew of her server and then knew once the investigation was underway that her server was hacked. His administration presided over a cover-up and a fabrication. A cover-up of Clinton emails and a fabrication of Trump Russia. President Obama's administration is one of the most corrupt administrations in the history of the country. You can put Obama's along with Nixon and others. The FBI won't disclose whether it met with senior officials of the intelligence community inspector general. Of course it won't disclose. We already know that Louis Gomer informed Peter Strzok, and Peter Strzok admitted that he did meet with Charles McAuliffe and he did meet with IG officials. So you don't really have to, and we'll get to that in a second, but so the FBI is like, no, we don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea what took place. Well, you do have an idea, and not only do you have an idea, but Peter Strzok has already admitted. So we're not gonna do the whole Gomer, Gomerization in its entirety. But just the very beginning of this, it's right here. Very beginning. It doesn't take, first of all, here's what I've never understood. Does Comey have tapes? Seriously asking. I doubt. Colette Ryan, thank you so very much. I doubt he has any tapes at all. And if he does, anything he has could be classified. Anything he has can be classified retroactively. Comey trolls Trump. Lordy, this time there will be a tape. It's like, well, this is February 27th. Oh, this is regarding this book. I don't think that anyone has tapes on Trump because just like with everything with Trump, they're actually, the left trolls itself. So James Comey's on the left. He's trolling himself. He's like, Omarosa. There's really nobody that has anything on Trump, because if they had something tangible that they could utilize, they would utilize it immediately. So Colette Ryan, thank you so very much. But here, he already admits, so this is the beginning of the interaction with Comer. He already admits.
You said earlier in this hearing you were concerned about a hostile foreign power affecting our election. Do you recall the intelligence community Inspector General Chuck McCulloch having an investigation into an anomaly found on Hillary Clinton's emails?
I do not.
Then he goes on to say that he met with certain people.
Let me refresh your recollection. The intelligence community Inspector General Chuck McCulloch sent his investigator, Frank Rucker, along with an ICIG attorney, Jeanette McMillan.
So Rucker and McMillan.
To brief you and Dean Chappelle and 2 other FBI personnel that I won't name at this time about an anomaly they had found on Hillary Clinton's emails that were going to and from the private unauthorized server that you were supposed to be investigating. Now, do you remember it?
I remember meeting Mr. Rucker on either one or two.
So he doesn't remember Charles McAuliffe has an investigation, but he remembers meeting Mr. Rucker, a representative for the ICIG. Okay, so the intelligence community inspector general, you have McAuliffe, you have Rucker. Let's just listen to this again because it's right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we already have an admission from Peter Strzok, and it's right here. So, you know, it's right there. They're not even good at lying. The public record, ladies and gentlemen, is enough to debunk most of this nonsense. You don't have to go into, like, you know, different avenues and rabbit holes and theories, and it's the public record's enough. So here, let's just listen to this again. This is very, very important.
You said earlier in this hearing you were concerned about a hostile foreign power affecting our election. Do you recall the intelligence community Inspector General Chuck McCullough having an investigation into an anomaly found on Hillary Clinton's emails?
I do not.
So Chuck McAuliffe, by the way, was the lead inspector general for the intelligence community. Now, the only reason Strzok had, this is what is crazy, which is really hilarious, because Strzok is lying through his teeth. We know that. Charles McAuliffe, by the way, was the first person to go ahead and say, July 24th, 2015, Hillary Clinton email said to contain classified information. So, Inspector, this classified information never should have been transmitted via an unclassified system. Okay, Steve A. Linick, the State Department Inspector General, said in a statement signed by him and Charles McAuliffe III, the Inspector General for the intelligence community. Okay, that was 2015. Okay, this was the only reason, ladies and gentlemen, there was even Peter Strzok a part of this is because of Charles McAuliffe. That's the only reason. So when he's like, were you aware of Charles McAuliffe and his investigation into Clinton's emails? Well, he's the actual person who started the whole thing. Charles McAuliffe, there is no Clinton email investigation without Charles McAuliffe. The FBI doesn't get involved. D. Velasquez, the only there is right there. D. Velasquez, there's no there. There. They're the stupidest bunch of imbecile liars. Unbelievable. I agree with you 100%. But again, D. Velasquez, thank you, and thank you for all the work you do for veterans. RescueFoundation.org, I believe. Thank you. So Charles McAuliffe is the only reason. All right? The classified information should never have been transmitted via an unclassified network. A statement signed by Charles McAuliffe III. The findings of the 2 inspector generals raised new questions about Mrs. Clinton's use. That's the only reason the FBI got involved, because there was a referral from the Inspector General, Charles McAuliffe, to get involved. So now that we've gone ahead and made that fact clear, there is no investigation without Charles McAuliffe. That's why we know Peter Strzok is this enormous liar. But let's just start over.
You said earlier in this hearing you were concerned about a hostile foreign power affecting our election. Do you recall the intelligence community Inspector General Chuck McCullough having an investigation into an anomaly found on Hillary Clinton's emails?
I do not.
Well, let me reflect.
Okay, so he's lying. Even if you want to say, well, I don't remember the anomaly, he knew of an investigation. The anomaly could have easily been classified information. He knew that classified information was found from Charles McCullough in 2015 before the FBI even got involved. So he's lying. He knew that. That's why Strzok and McCabe and Comey were even a part of it. There was a referral from the Inspector General of the intelligence community. It's not the DOJ Inspector General. This is the intelligence community that gets its bottom like kissed all the time by Democrats. And mind you, when the when the intelligence community was retroactively classifying information, Clinton was throwing them under the bus, saying, "Well, you know, there's an internal struggle. This is just a security review." That's another lie. But let's go ahead.
Refresh your recollection, the intelligence community Inspector General Chuck McCullough sent his investigator Frank Rucker, along with an ICIG attorney Jeanette McMillan.
So Rucker and McMillan were sent on behalf of Charles McCullough. Then now Strzok, he knows he can't, because he actually met these people, he knows he really can't say, well, no, I have no idea what you're talking about anymore. So McCullough, he knows Charles McCullough. I know this is kind of dry and boring, but he knows that Chuck McCullough is the Inspector General for the intelligence community. But he's never met him. He likely never met him. So he's just going to say, no, I don't really know what you're talking about. But he's met McCullough's representatives.
Well, let me refresh your recollection. The intelligence community Inspector General Chuck McCullough sent his investigator Frank Rucker, along with an ICIG attorney Jeanette McMillan.
So Frank Rucker and Jeanette McMillan, he's met them. So he met Frank Rucker. All right. So the guy is like, these are not good liars. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize they're lying through their teeth. He obviously met the representatives of Charles McCullough. They were only there because Charles McCullough found classified information and likely a whole bunch of other things, including, and we now know, China hacking all of her emails.
To brief you and Dean Chappelle and two other FBI personnel that I won't name at this time about an anomaly they had found on Hillary Clinton's emails that were going to and from the private unauthorized server that you were supposed to be investigating.
By the way, he's moving around like this. How do I look doing this? So the guy's lying. He knows he's lying, just like Louis Gohmert said. And he knows the severity, like he knows the damage to national security. Or like these people, the way that Aldrich Ames and Robert Hansen, like the way that traitors justify their treason is they say, well, you know, the classified information that we gave to the Russians or the Soviets, that wasn't going to hurt the country. We were so much more advanced than anything that, you know, so it wasn't going to hurt the country. And you know what? So what? I deserve the money, and it wasn't a problem. They go ahead and they justify it. So maybe Strzok and McCabe and Comey and others are justifying it, saying, well, you know, Clinton didn't get what Clinton got was, you know, not really classified, or, you know, who knows? They're probably lying to themselves. The bottom line, though, is that she had classified top secret special access program intelligence. So, and now the Chinese do. China has all that top secret information. but he met with two people, Rucker and McMullen.
Now, do you remember it?
I remember meeting Mr. Rucker on either one or two occasions. I do not remember the specific content or discussions.
Well, I'll help
How do you
you with that too, then.
how do you remember, like, so you're the head of an investigation. You remember meeting somebody, then you fall back on, well, I don't remember the discussion. So it's so inconsequential. You know, I meet so many people. But this is not just anyone. Frank Rucker was sent with the attorney, McMullen, to speak about Clinton's emails being hacked by China and classified information in the hands of the Chinese government. It's not, again, this is not rocket science. You don't need to be like this soothsayer, former spy, I've written about this just based on the public record in The Hill, the Huffington Post Salon, and my books on Amazon, but are top secret emails, and my YouTube channel. The public record shows that Peter Strzok and McCabe and Comey and everyone else covered up. PC7 USN 23, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very, very much. So it's an overt lie. He's not even trying to, he's falling back on, well, I don't remember. I did meet Rucker, though. So he did meet Rucker. That's why the FBI can't deny that the Obama administration, or they knew that Clinton emails were hacked, because they were told. And Charles McCullough has evidence. So does Frank Rucker. So does McMillan, Jeanette McMillan.
Mr. Rucker reported to those of you, the four of you there, in the presence of the IG attorney, that they had found this anomaly.
In the presence of the attorney, Jeanette McMullen. In the presence of an attorney. What they should have done is had the attorney there, but it wasn't a trial. What they should do, the FBI, well, somebody should go ahead, the attorney, Rucker, somebody should go ahead and say, look, go to Sessions, say, I was there, they knew. Or go to Huber. So this way, John Huber knows. He lied about knowing that her server was hacked, and it's right here. He's actually testimony right here
On Hillary Clinton's emails going through her private server. And when they had done the forensic analysis, they found that her emails, every single one except for 4, over 30,000 of them, were going to an address that was not on the distribution list. It was a compartmentalized bit of information that was sending it to an unauthorized source. Do you recall that?
Sir, I don't.
So now it's he said, she said. You're talking about FBI agents who don't even record their interviews. They write 302s, and the 302s were altered. That's what's been reported. And then when Rosenstein goes to Jim Jordan and say, well, you shouldn't, he goes, well, that's what's been reported. You threatened our staffers. Well, you shouldn't believe everything you shouldn't believe everything you read in the news. Well, then Jim Jordan should have said, yeah, but you believe the Steele dossier that's completely unverified. And people are like, portions have been verified. What portions? That Prague exists? That Europe exists? Yeah. The major claims have not been verified. Michael Cohen was never in Prague. We know that from Lanny Davis. And he's referenced 13 times. There's a Russian entrepreneur and Russian bankers who were suing BuzzFeed. They were never implicated in anything. It's complete fantasy. That's why BuzzFeed is suing the DNC. They need information. They were all lying. That's at a certain point when you keep making claims, you can't back them up, and people are getting sued. You're lying. Bruce Tomazuski, I got to get a haircut. Get a haircut, hippie. My girlfriend accused me of being of being too big of an HA fan because we both have crew cuts. Keep up the great work, brother. Thank you, Bruce. I got to go ahead and get a lawnmower. Thank you, Bruce. Bruce Tomaszewski, thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very, very, very much. As always, Bruce, thank you. So he knows. Okay, he knows. This is not like, again, this is so simple. And, oh, yeah, Jim Jordan should have told Rod Rosenstein, well, everything you read is from unnamed sources by the Washington Post. And, oh, by the Daily Caller, unnamed sources is a big problem. But the unnamed sources that prove, oh, from CNN that actually proved to be fake news, oh, okay, well, that's okay. And the Steele dossier was completely unverified and salacious and amounts to nothing but garbage. But that was actually used by Rosenstein to further a FISA warrant, to extend a FISA warrant that should never have been granted in the first place. So all of these people, like, it's not, that's why, like, when they lose, and you're going to see the tighten up the polls, because the polls, even when they ask the open-ended questions that really don't even reflect true public opinion. Hey, you want single payer? You want single payer? It's a free healthcare. Well, yeah. I don't want to spend money on my thing. Yeah, sure. Yeah. 80% of Americans want. Why don't you just own it? Say, do you want single payer? Double taxes, double personal income, and corporate taxes. That's what the Mercatus study says. What do you think now? I don't like that. No. I don't want that. But don't you see the American people pay this? No, I only pay $150 a month. I don't want, no. Everyone, so it's not, you're not going to get public opinion. It's like these polls. You like Trump's personality? No, not really. I think he's a jerk. Okay. We asked. 80% of people think he's a jerk. But that doesn't matter because they don't ask, well, do you think Clinton is more dangerous than Trump? They never ask those questions. Do you think Clinton is less responsible than Trump? Or, but whatever. That's like a whole quagmire in the polls, or they don't even ask relevant questions. They're the most broad questions you can. And then they've gone to like, somewhat. Would you impeach Trump if it was found that he committed the high crimes and misdemeanors? I guess. Sure, yeah. 90% of the people want Trump impeached. But you don't ask if there was no evidence that Trump committed any crimes. Do you think that the Mueller probe should end? Well, yeah, if there's no evidence. 90% of the people want the Mueller probe to end. No, you don't get that. You don't get that ever. It's never, ever, ever asked in that manner because that hurts the left. But let's continue. So he already knew. It's not even he already knew. He already knew. And, it's like Frank Rucker he's like, I met Frank Rucker. I don't remember the discussion. How convenient. You remember a text regarding a Walmart visit, these smelly Trumpers, and then you're like, oh, but I meant that the country was going to vote Trump out. Oh, is that why you called them smelly? You can smell the stench? This guy all of them are disgraced. And history will not be kind to any of them because the history books won't be written by the same people who are thinking that Trump colluded with Russia because they're not going to win. They've already lost. They're going to continue to lose. And when they lose the midterms, you are going to see the most epic meltdown. Dana Stein. HA, why can't they call Rucker and some of these other folks you're speaking of to testify about the conversation they had with Strzok? Dana, you're 100% right. They need to. But what happens is you have Sessions, and who knows what Sessions is doing. Something tells me they don't want to touch the Espionage Act laws. They want to get her on something else because it would be too embarrassing for the FBI and the NSA and CIA and all of them. But Dana Stein, you're 100% right. They need to go ahead and ask Rucker. And then also Jeanette McMillan, who was the attorney there. The attorney, you have an attorney there's, you know, that person, the attorney, is going to document everything. Dana Stein, you're 100% right. I mean, John Huber should. Somebody should. And they probably also have, like, enough information. So I think that, you know who should? Jim Jordan. And Mark Meadows and Gomer and all of them. Louis Gomer. Dana Stein, thank you so much. I agree with you 100%. Alexander M. Gonzalez. So the administration that you now support wants to cut Medicare and Obamacare is better than what we are trying to do. Okay. But he doesn't have Max Boot whispering in his ear about invading or, you know, toppling Assad, or, you know, he doesn't, Trump doesn't kiss the derriere of James Comey and John Brennan. Do I want Medicare cuts, Alexander? No, I don't. Are they going to cut Medicare? Whether some Republicans want to. Here, right here. Did Trump's budget include a $2 trillion cut from Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security? False, says PolitiFact. So, false. So Hakeem Jeffries said something that's false. May 4th, 2018. Part of that rollback would be a Medicaid expansion under Obamacare. So ultimately, whether Medicare or Medicaid is cut, yeah, no, I don't want that. But again, people voted for Clinton, and they don't want, you know, Costello West, thank you, I didn't see you. I mean, there's certain things that you'd have to deal with, even with Bernie. You can't get everything you want. Can't get everything I want with Trump. At least he fights, though. That's my thing. Like, you're not going to get everything you want, but at the same time, you're going to get somebody who's pretty much honest. Like, not like, you know, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's like, this is going to save lives. It will save lives. Want to debate Ben Shapiro so millions of people hear your side and maybe you can convert a lot of people to your side? No. But Alexandria Cortez, I thought you said it would save lives. Nah, not interested. But it will save lives. It'll save a life. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you're young. Ben Shapiro's young. The whole world will, you know, millions and millions. YouTube will like break open. The internet will break that day. You know, like, you know, the whole world will learn the benefits of Medicare for all. You can say, look, the Mercatus study, if you double, here's what's good about doubling personal income and corporate tax. Yeah, but one life could be saved. One life could be saved. Yeah. Not even to save a life? No. No, that's, you know, it's sexist that he did that. Trump fights Brennan. He fights Comey. He fights the DNC. He fights the Max Boots and the Robert Kagan saying, hey, you should go and destroy that country and destroy this country and overthrow this country and be mean to Russia. He fights the people who say you should have punched Putin in the face. I love the, like, Joe Scarborough's like, today was a bad day for everyone. He was standing near Putin, and he didn't do a flying roundhouse kick right in Putin's neck, chopping Putin's head off. He didn't do it. This is like Pearl Harbor. No, it's not. You crazed Democrats. No. Statistically speaking, 4 to 5 people love Trump because I ran polls in my house, and me and my girlfriend, dog, and cat love Trump. My other cat was on the fence. I think cat is a member of Antifa. Antifa cat. Freedom 132-132-200-9101. I would much rather take your cat and your household's poll than any of the other polls that I read. And to my moderators, Deputy Dog, everyone, thank you so very, very much. Eric H526. That's what I don't get, though. That's why I don't get. When I was on the left, just the left exists to tell you. When I was on the left, I had people who were to the left of me who were like, how dare you? How dare you even exist? You should extinguish your own life now because you're immoral and unethical and you're beneath and you're a Trump, secret Trump. You're doing this and it's going to help Trump and you don't even understand. You don't even know. You're not down. I just said that he ain't so bad. I just said that it was good that he was, taking on the intelligence community, the FBI and the CIA are not really into single payer. You don't even know. You're a bad person. And then I'm like a Trump supporter, more conservative, especially on the Second Amendment. And I get to hear the same things, but I don't have the guilt trip, constant guilt trip. So now you're like, I think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez I think that what she did to go ahead and win from Crowley, very, very good. Beat Crowley, great. But I think that she should have debated, because here you have Ben Shapiro, and he is one of the most popular people in all of YouTube. She should debate Steven Crowder. She should debate Ben Shapiro. She should debate Candace Owens. She should be on Fox News every day. Why? Because you have to go ahead and challenge the people who oppose your ideas. If you don't challenge the people who oppose your ideas, and especially if they have an audience of millions that you need to convert, 50% of Republicans do not support single payer. That's a bunch of nonsense. That poll, I think I read the poll. It was, hey, you want a free Medicare? You want a free healthcare? Yeah, well, why not? Didn't say, there's not a Republican on the planet who would double corporate income tax. I'm talking Trump Republican, McCain Republican. The one thing that a Trump and McCain Republican and a Bush Republican and a Libertarian and a Rand Paul Republican and whatever would agree on is that they would never, they would not want to even increase corporate income tax. Republicans don't want to increase taxes. So, and whether they're hypocrites about, funding wars, sure. The McCains of the world and the Lindsey Grahams of the world, sure. But then you have the issue of subliminal messages. Oh, he said this because he wants to know. It's not like horrible people see this bat signal and are like, no way, bigotry. They're like, yeah, we're going to vote now because he said that one thing that makes our mind go. No, Hillary Clinton used a 3 a.m. ad because she needed to get voters in the South. And in 2008, it was not 2016. There's a happy medium between 2008 and 2016. 2016, anything you say could be linked to a history of oppression. 2008, she used a 3 a.m. ad, and people were like, yeah, it's horrible. But she needed the vote, so what can you do? So it's like this, the whole dog whistle thing is like, Freedom 132-209-101. I have not, but if I'm ever invited, I would absolutely love to. He's awesome. Ben Shapiro is awesome. Candace Owens is awesome. Thank you, Freedom 132-200-9101. But it's like, They don't. There's no value. There's no set value system. So you have people on the left who are like, oh, you said something horrible, but Trump is actually pulling security clearances from John Brennan and others. That's a pretty good thing. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that a country that's so focused on perpetual war can't focus on its citizens, which is true, especially its most vulnerable citizens, which is true. Who puts us in this perpetual war? Well, it's the CIA, the NSA, the FBI. Well, mainly the CIA and NSA. Like, oh, well, you know what? We have intelligence that says this. Well, oh my God. Oh, it was, Putin, Assad, everything. So it's like the same people. It's like this circle. The social justice warriors are actually working on behalf of the Brennans of the world, even though they claim to hate the Brennans of the world, because they'll always, they don't even give Trump credit for going up against the intelligence community, which actively has always hurt the most vulnerable people in society, whether it's crack cocaine or whatever. Like you'll never get on the left, like, yeah, Trump is doing this good. Well, it's a good economy. You'll never get like, oh, well, that's, you'll never get any of that, like, just logic. It's complete irrational hatred for Trump because they don't have anything truly tangible. Rumi Collis. Rumi, thank you so very, very much. The gang is all here. Thank you. I did not see Bernie's article at CNN. Rumi Collis, thank you so very much. Alexander, I didn't see Bernie's article. Rumi, thank you so very, very much, as always. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And what can I tell you? It's just greatly, greatly appreciated. And you and the Super Chat give me every incentive to keep rocking these live streams. We have such a great group of people. It's 700 to 1,000 plus people every time. And it's just so fun. It's just, Amazon. Okay, so why Bernie Sanders supporters shouldn't be praising the DNC rule change? So hold on. Amazon defends itself from Bernie Sanders' attack. Let's see. Mr. Bezos continues to pay many thousands of his...
I got some financial guidance a while ago.
I don't care. Mr. Progressive Icon from Vermont has been on the attack lately, posting a series of Facebook videos over the last week calling out Amazon and Walmart for not paying a living wage, which he lists in some posts as $15 an hour. I mean, yeah, I think the cost of goods obviously decreased because of Amazon. But I'm trying to find where is that? But I would much rather see a whole lot more small businesses. I think Amazon and Walmart have just hurt. So I understand that's just technology and the way things go. But Rumi Collis, thank you so very, very, very much, as always. This is an article, why Bernie Sanders supporters shouldn't be... Oh my God almighty. Why Bernie Sanders supporters shouldn't be praising the DNC rule change. Basically, it didn't... What was it? Mainly cosmetic. Indeed, more primaries make it easier for Democrats to get their own Trump and harder for them to get their own Sanders. Well, Trump is outside the establishment, so I don't know. That's not exactly what I think, Sanders. So less caucuses. Rumi Collis. Rumi, one of the great poets of all time. Rumi Collis, thank you so very much, as always, for your support of this channel and my voice. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. So let's just continue with the Gomerization. course.
And you didn't say anything.
No.
You thanked him. You shook his hand. But the problem was that it was going to an unauthorized source that was a foreign entity unrelated to Russia. And from what you've said here, you did nothing more than nod and shake the man's hand when you didn't seem to be all that concerned about our national integrity of our election when it was involving Hillary Clinton. So
he met Frank Rucker, who was a representative of Charles McAuliffe, shook his hand, did nothing about it.
the forensic examination was done by the ICIG, and I can document that.
Oh Lord,
Horowitz got a call for
the forensic investigation was done by the ICIG. They can document that.
Was done by the ICIG, and I can document. So
this is the most important line today. This is the most important line today, ladies and gentlemen. Rumi, ladies and gentlemen, everyone's the most important line today. They can document it. So hint, hint, Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows, Louis Gomer, all they can let's get the document out.
the forensic examination was done by the ICIG, and I can document that.
The forensic investigation was done by the intelligence community of the United States of America, inspectors general, and they can document that. It wasn't done by CrowdStrike. It wasn't done by Trump Strike. It wasn't done by Amazon. It wasn't done by Poop Strike. It wasn't done by the 7th level poopists, which, if you watch the channel, you know what I'm talking about. Taking the stigma out of poop. Everything has to be destigmatized, even things that should have a stigma. Or not a stigma, but at least like some modicum of, civility, decorum. Everyone's like, we're going to take the stigma out of this. Like, well, probably best that it has a stigma. They can document. They can document it.
But you were given that information, examination, Clinton. So the forensic examination was done by the ICIG, and I can document that.
The forensic examination was done by the ICIG, and they could document that. Rumi Callis, thank you as always. Awake Canadian! Ordered a profanity alert t-shirt. Thanks, Eric. H526 for the URL. I really need that shirt with what's going on here in Canada. We need a Trump. Yeah, but you have a real man in Justin Trudeau. He's a real man. He's a real awesome salt of the earth man. He's going to legislate what you say. If you don't say, if you're not civil, then you will pay. I guess from that law. Awake Canadian! Thank you so very much. Thank you, Awake Canadian. Thank you so very, very much. As always, on Twitter too, with all your support. Thank you.
But you were given that
information
to be all that concerned about our national integrity of our election when it was involving Hillary Clinton. So the forensic examination was done by the ICIG, and I can document that. But you were given
The forensic examination was done by the ICIG, and they can document that, and that's all we need to know, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Jordan and others have to get the documentation of the forensic examination. I don't know about you or any of your viewers, but I'm tired of them. I miss Freedom 13220091101. Everything is linked to some grandiose. Oh my! But like Clinton's long litany of horrific. Horace, I must run out of dinner. I must run out for dinner with a friend, and to you all, shalom aleichem, and until next time, thank you. Thank you so much. That's a Hebrew word saying, goodbye and peace. And thank you so very much, Horace. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Horace. Thank you so very much, as always. And for being a great moderator, Eric H526. By the way, there's, if you want a profanity alert shirt, being sold through YouTube, so it's H.A. Goodman. I put... It's H.A. Goodman inspired apparel. So it's right here. It's profanity alert. That's the lowest I could really go because they can't really go any lower, unfortunately, on the way that the shirts and YouTube and whatever. But if you want one, thank you, Horace. Thank you, everyone. So Gomer just Gomerized him.
Information and you did nothing with it. And one of the things I found most egregious with Mr. Horowitz's testimony, and by the way, Horowitz got a call 4 times by someone wanting to brief him, leaving messages telling him about this, and he never returned the call.
So Horowitz gets a call 4 times. The DOJ Inspector General. The Intelligence Community Inspector General gets a call. Calls the IG Horowitz for the DOJ, and he's like, "Nah, I can't really answer your call. Not within my scope." When you don't examine the true nature of the crime, when you don't go ahead and get the evidence of what actually took place, and then you say, "Well, we didn't find any evidence." Well, of course you didn't. You didn't even look. If you go to a crime scene, you don't look at the body, you don't look at the gun, you don't look at the knife, you don't look at the candle holder, whatever. You don't look at the person who could be a suspect. You don't find a motive. You're never going to get to the bottom of a murder case. They're like, well, there's no evidence of it. They didn't look. They didn't look.
He had 500 pages of bias that he gave us. And then he threw a bone to the Democrats and said, but we can't find bias. And let me tell you, when you have text messages, Mr. Strzok, the way you do, saying the things you did, you've been better off coming in here and say, look, that was my bias. And you kind of get around it.
So he went ahead, and that's what he did. He lied. He met Frank Rucker. He knew that Frank Rucker was there because of Charles McAuliffe, who was the Inspector General, who said that her emails were hacked by China, or at least that they were being forwarded to a third party, foreign entity, not China. Not Russia. So we know all of this. So Horace, thank you again. Rumi Kalis, thank you again. As always, Rumi, thank you. And Horace, thank you, as always. The FBI refuses to disclose whether or not it met with senior members of the intelligence community, but we already know. They don't have to disclose. You can use this segment to go ahead and, we already know. We already know. So they can go ahead and they can say anything they like. We already know the truth because he admitted to meeting Frank Rucker, and Jeanette McMillan, the attorney, was there, and there's already evidence, forensic evidence, that the server was hacked. The FBI refuses to disclose whether or not it met with senior members of the intelligence community, Inspector General. And this is all about the intelligence community. And the actual Inspector General says, yes, you know what? It was hacked on the subject of foreign intrusion of former Secretary of Clinton's private server. But it wasn't just China. It's everyone. Robert Gates stated that it's almost certain Iran, China, and Russia hacked her server. An FBI spokeswoman refused to confirm if intelligence community Inspector General officials, including Frank Rucker, briefed top Bureau officials about evidence of penetration of Clinton's private server by the Chinese government intelligence operations. We have no comment. Well, of course they have no comment, because Peter Strzok already commented. He already stated he met Frank Rucker. He couldn't get out of that. But he shook his hand. The attorney was there. There was no doubt, but he doesn't remember the conversation. How is that possible? The Inspector General of the actual intelligence community, which is the reason Clinton had the server, or the reason that she transferred top secret and special access program intelligence, how she did so, we don't know. But the reason, the reason that all of this is important is because the intelligence community lost all of its email, all of its classified and top secret intelligence, or it was transferred illegally to a server outside the United States government in her basement that was hacked by the world. This is about the intelligence community. When they say the intelligence community feels Russia infiltrated the election, no, the intelligence community doesn't care about Facebook ads. They don't care about Facebook. It's the biggest charade. Nobody even cares about it. Nobody cares about it. If you want to talk about polls, nobody cares about that. Oh, do you really want a foreign government influencing the election? You know what? People aren't stupid. They don't like people. The American people at least have intuition. We might not be the smartest bunch in the world, and we might not be like, the most educated, the most informed, but there's intuition there. There's intuition. Part of the reason Obama won is because McCain looked like an angry guy. McCain looked really angry. Part of the reason that Clinton won is that, people really didn't like her personality because she's a psychopathic, overt liar, serial liar. So let's go ahead real quick. Rule Mikalis, thank you again. So they don't go ahead. They don't, crooked Hillary, and he tweets that the president knows this is never going to end. It's August. It's almost September of 2018. It is never going to end until she gets indicted, and she will. The only knock on me from lame people are like, oh, if I listen to him, oh my God, she keeps saying she's going to be indicted, but she's not indicted, Well, she's a walking criminal. She will eventually be indicted. And because the cover-up from Comey, Strzok, and McCabe, covered them up, doesn't mean that she won't be. Sessions is either covering it up also, or there's some kind of plan. Either way, Sessions needs to go. He needs to get fired by Trump immediately after the midterms. Throwback Thursday, yes.
Back our manufacturing, can bring back our military, can take care of our vets. Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump will lose the election.
you're not going to be president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
He will never be president of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
Donald Trump is not going to be president
Uh,
of the United States. Will he win the general election?
I don't believe so, no. I don't think there's any way that Donald Trump gets
I love it. Jerry Springer is on CNN, like,
elected president of the United States.
Even if Donald Trump did win all of the toss-up states, he would still lose.
it's like Rachel Maddow is always wrong on everything, but she's so confident.
Kentucky, where Fox News can project that Donald Trump will prevail, picking up 8 electoral votes. Trump will also win Indiana.
If he could get a North Carolina. To introduce.
And there goes her blue wall.
Is a Fox News election alert. Pennsylvania goes to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the president of the United States.
It is my high honor and distinct privilege to introduce to you the president-elect of the United States of America, Donald
Yeah.
And I love this country. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, what do you have? Like, and then they have no shame because it's like they have no shame because they don't realize, like, they don't realize that people know that they've always been wrong, and yet they still continue to go ahead. They still continue to go ahead and pump the same nonsense into the airwaves. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been over an hour. I will be back in a couple of hours, and then I'll do a later HA After Dark. Thank you so very much. Rumi, as always, thank you. Yoni, hey! gotta give it up to you. You knew who Bruce and Nelly Not Furtado were before knowing that who they were was cool. Nelly Not Furtado. Yes, Yoni A. Visions of Ariella. Let us know how that is doing. Best of luck as always. Remember us. Remember this channel. Remember all 600 plus people. Thank you, Natural Philosophy. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Yoni A. Nelly Not Furtado. Thank you, Rumi, again. See you all later. God bless all of you. Yoni A. Thank you. Nelly Not Furtado. I love it. I'll be back. I'll be back. And God bless to my super chat. Thank you so very, very much. You give me every incentive to keep doing these. Thank you.